backstage. Anita backstage, please.
How long do you have to work at something before you become really good?
Contestant, Anita!
You need to have practiced to have apprenticed for 10,000 hours before you get good.
Where's the baby? The baby went home. Alone.
I'm reminded of the famous Seinfeld joke about how people's number one fear is public speaking. I mean, number two is death, which means that at the average funeral, most people would prefer to be in the casket than actually giving the eulogy. But there is no time for fear when sitting down to play. Fear is the enemy of the performer. Anita had a particular strength about her, the kind of strength that comes from knowing what you're capable of, strength from hard work, from talent, from lineage.
I feel like I'm living when I'm on the stage. That's why I'm living for and I'm practicing for. For me, success is achieve what I have planned for myself when I was young. I come from a musical family. My mom is a cellist, and my dad he's a trombonist, but he's also the director of the local music school for 24 years. From the age of 2 or 3, I was listening to my mom practicing, and I always wanted to pick her cello out of her hands. Of course, it was too big for me. So finally, when I came to the age of 5, I could start to study the cello, and then I just kept going. Yes.
When you get here, ta 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 tum pam, ta ta tum pam, ta ta. I mean, in this tempo. At least.
Okay.
So let's try it again from the beginning. 3, 4.
Preparing for a competition or a concert or recital, I can practice 5 or 6 hours a day. That depends if I can manage it with my hands, because sometimes it can hurt, of course.
Do your fingers ever bleed from playing?
That happens sometimes, yes.
I had a pretty unusual musical career, I would say. I was not born into a musical family, unlike most professional musicians who usually start by the age of 5. Or if you're Russian, still in the womb. I developed this obsession, and I started practicing 4 to 6 hours because I guess what I was trying to express was only able to come out through my music, through my piano. So from age 13 to 19, pretty much all I did was practice, practice, practice. I always had this feeling like I had to make up for lost time. I remember when I was in high school, I would come home and my mother would prepare the food for me, and I'd basically be eating with my right hand and practicing with my left hand. That's why I was able to do the Italian Conservatory program, which is 10 years in 6. And I did the Peabody Master's degree, which is 2 years in 1. And I'm even trying to edit this movie in a week. You're welcome. You're in our movie now. When I go into schools, I always tell kids the same thing. Only do music if you can't imagine yourself doing anything else. It's a crazy profession, and we seriously don't need any more loonies. What would your dream career be?
I don't see a future of a soloist or of a chamber musician or orchestra. I don't see it, you know, and I express myself best through the cello. So whether it's at a gig or playing with you at Carnegie Hall, which is a fantastic thing, but I love playing the cello, no matter where it is. I think music brings people together, for sure. Success means deep down know that you did the right thing.
Yeah, JP is he's one of the I think he's one of the top cellists at the school right now, and he's an incredible player.
It becomes a little more wild, where it goes.
Just to make sure. Yeah.
JP is extroverted and unfiltered in a way that is both appealing and frightening. Can you imagine your life at all without the cello?
Yes.
You can.
Yes, totally. Oh yeah. I'll be honest with you, I didn't practice a lot at all. And when I was younger, I did so many other things also. I did athletics, and I did rugby, and cricket a lot, and then karate even.
Well, you definitely exude your selfness.
Sorry, good.
4 finalists are chosen to come to New York and compete on the Carnegie Hall stage, performing a composition in 4 parts written by me. So I wanted to create a different kind of competition.
Why did you take the baby away? Now that I just gotten used to the screaming. It took me an entire 40 minutes to get used to it, and now I have to get used to the silence.
Something which made the whole experience more interactive.
At a competition, the judges make a decision, and half the audience is not happy with it. That's always the case.
So it becomes an experience not that they are being subjected to, but rather an experience that they are directly involved in. The world premiere of a new sonata. The audience votes for the winner. Simple and fun. Is the competition fair? Of course, the part of the sonata you end up playing has a role in how you will do. So, no, I would say this competition isn't fair, but at least it's representative of how life isn't fair. So in that sense, it is fair.
Been longing to know what I eventually will be. I think just keeping essence of my music is my long-term goal.
There's an intensity to Chewan's playing, a tremendous musicality, a relentless creativity. Isn't it a bit shameful to sell these kids on a future that doesn't really exist? To have them imagine that sitting in a practice room for hours and hours and hours will magically lead to somebody knocking on their door and inviting them to play at Carnegie Hall?
If you just think of it in the most conventional way of, study your instrument, win a competition, study your instrument, get an agent, it doesn't work that way anymore.
The next generation has to be more creative.
To have skills of communication, to have skills around technology, audience development.
I don't think number of hours even matters,
I think even the most talented people still have to put a huge amount of hours to master any instrument.
People have different minds, and to generalize to say that everybody needs to practice 10,000 hours, you'll be a master, it doesn't make sense, because we all think completely differently.
So did you notice she just threw the music on the ground? Now, as a composer, how should I feel about it?
My concerts now are completely different than what I originally trained for, which was classical concert pianist. I would say, if anything, my career hinges on the fact that I'm different.
But Anna does not use the belts. Anna prefers the handcuffs. No,
That I try to make my concerts funny and interactive, and I know I don't sound very funny right now, but trust me. What does it take to keep you practicing hour after hour after hour to be a true artist? What is it that ever pushes us to do anything important?
I love all aspects of music, and when I was little, I had a vision of a solo career, and I recently got into improvising and also into composing.
So we'll be looking forward to the Anna Symphony soon?
Yeah. Nobody's going to come to your front door to give you an opportunity. You really have to go looking for that. We're very critical of ourselves. Like, we know what we need to get better at. We need to... It's hard when you have so many things that you're thinking about, like, oh, I have to improve this, improve that, and you still have to promote yourself and be confident and be...
I think we should place the downbeat.
Okay.
I think we shouldn't place the downbeat.
Oh, so...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I had a little lamb.
Yes, exactly. I see you recognize the theme.
Yeah.
Mary had a little lamb and then killed it. It's like the evil version.
Yeah, okay. I was once playing Romeo and Juliet by Prokofiev, and I was crying on stage, like, because like I was, when you hear this, the brass from underneath you, like you feel like the earth is gonna like just crack open, like there's gonna be an earthquake. I don't know, it's just, and it comes from beneath, and you're just the most intense feeling you're getting, and you don't know what to do with yourself. And I was literally like crying, I didn't know what to do with myself. And then all of a sudden, like the fire alarm goes off, and we kept going. And I was like, the whole place can burn down, but I'm gonna keep playing the piece. Like that's how intense these feelings were, and it's, like I can't explain. I don't think I've had a moment like that, you know, ever. And it was so.
Well, ladies and oh, the votes are in. Thank you. It was amazing to hear you all play, and for me, you're all winners, and the audience has decided Che won.
It doesn't matter what you do, it matters how you do it. It's about the journey more than the destination. Performing at Carnegie Hall is arguably the ultimate achievement for any musician. But with any luck, someone may even tip you in the end.